McGee TV.
Welcome back, McGee TV viewers. I am an avid collector of video games. I've been collecting video games ever since I was a little kid. But my true collecting didn't really start until college. That's when, instead of spending my parents' money on stuff or trading in my games for new games, I started really holding on to what games I already had and started looking on YouTube. And channels like Classic Game Room, The Angry Video Game Nerd, they really inspired me to go out there and look for rare and odd games. And that's how I got the Vectrex right here. This was made by a company called GCE that was a subsidiary of MIlton Bradley. And unlike a lot of the other video game consoles of the time, this came as its own almost television unit here. It's got a cathode ray tube right there. This displays vector graphics as opposed to the pixel graphics that you see like on something like the NES or other video game consoles of the era, kind of like the Atari 2600 if you will. I've got a couple games right here. This is Spike. This is a 1 or 2 player game right here. And then the same with Berserk right here. Berserk actually was a pretty popular arcade game before it came to the Vectrex, which out of all the ports, I really like this one because it has the vector graphics that the actual Berserk arcade machine had. Today we're going to be taking a look at Spike, however. I find this one to be very interesting because this one has some digitized speech that was way ahead of its time. It's pretty impressive to hear the different voices that can be made with the Vectrex hardware. Not something that you would have expected in the early 80s. So I've got a Vectrex multi-cart that I purchased a few years ago. I got this from Great Britain. This has the entire Vectrex library on it, as well as some homebrews and various other games that kind of came out well past the Vectrex original lifespan. It's pretty interesting to see that there's still a community for this thing that's still going all these years later. I did not have one of these as a kid. I picked this up as an adult. Gosh, I think it's probably been about 6-7 years that I've had this, maybe longer. The games right here, I just picked these up today actually. I got these from Planet Fun on Broughton Street in downtown Savannah. There was a stack of them. I picked these two just because I really like these games. I already had them on the multi-cart, but what I really wanted out of the package was the overlay right here. This is a thick plastic overlay that fits over the screen. And these right here, they give you some instructions on how to play the game, and then they give you some color graphics to go over it because this just displays in black and white. So this is some really old school stuff right here. This is not what I had as a child. I had the NES. That's what I'm most familiar with, growing up anyways. But as I became an adult, I became interested in other video game consoles that came out. Some of them before me, a little bit around the time that I was born, really. I think this thing came out in the early 80s. I was born in 81. But this is a very interesting console, and I really can't wait to show it off to you. The front of the unit right here is actually the controller, and it's got the logo right here, Vectrex Arcade System, and this was made in Hong Kong. It's got 4 buttons labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a metal joystick that is actually quite comfortable. It's a little clicky too. This is one of the overlays right here. Spike is actually a 2-player game. That's Spike in the corner right there, Molly right there on the other side. And then you got your list of controls down here at the bottom. These corresponds to buttons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Button 1 being the button you use to move the ladder and the cage around the screen. You can kick left and kick right with buttons 2 and 3, and then button 4 is used to jump. You can see there's like a cityscape going across the top right here. The rest of it's kind of like a purple color. These right here are kind of rare and hard to find nowadays. Wanted to show off the front of this box right here. It says Spike Speaks, voice synthesis built in, no add-on component needed. This is kind of interesting because I know with some of the other older game systems of the time, I believe the Coleco and the Intellivision had modules that you could attach so that you could have digitized speech in a handful of games. This is
the arcade system cartridge for Spike. This came from Child World Children's Palace. I was talking to John, who owns Planet Fun. He was telling me that this is a chain of stores that existed that had kind of a castle motif going across the top of them. Kind of popular in the northeastern United States, as I understand it. I never have encountered a children's palace. We've got some graphics right here at the bottom. This is just from the overlay. You can see the two characters at the top. This is basically what happens at the beginning of every stage. This evil character here steals Molly and Spike has to save her. Down here at the bottom it says GCE MIlton Bradley Company. This package contains one Spike cartridge, color overlay, and complete instructions for use with the Vectrex arcade system. And then on the back it's got a synopsis of the story. The dastardly villain Spud has kidnapped our heroine, the lovely and oh so innocent Molly, and taken her far away to his secret hideout. Eek! Help, Spike! Spike, our courageous hero and Molly's true love, races to her rescue. He'll be relying on your skills and split-second timing to help him in his quest to save poor Molly. Maneuver Spike through treacherous obstacles and avoid the dangerous creatures along the way to Spud's hideout. If you're successful, Spike can rescue Molly and the two can live happily ever after. That is until Spud strikes again. Oh no! It says the evil Spud kidnaps poor Molly and drags her to his hideout. Use Spike's powerful kick to eliminate dangerous enemies along the way. A whole array of Vectrex cartridge games is available. Space adventure, sports, each challenges you with incredibly real arcade play. And it is very much an arcade system. I think that is a very accurate description. This Spike cartridge has seen better days, unfortunately, but it's not a big deal to me. I'll be playing today on my multi-cart, which I picked up on the internet a few years ago. Let's see if I got anything else in here. Aha! The manual. It's kind of interesting to me. I have no idea what would have been in here. That's where the cartridge sat. I don't know if anything at all ever sat right there. Curious. And Spike. And looks like it's pretty much the same synopsis from the back of the box. Some instructions right there on putting your screen overlay on, putting your cartridge into the cartridge slot. Okay, so these enemies are called bouncers. Bouncers don't look terribly evil, but watch out. They bounce and move horizontally across the catwalks, and they're out to get poor Spike. These are Spud's pets, and they'll do anything to keep Spike from getting to Molly's cell. Birds have flapping wings and are the most dangerous opponents. They will move across the screen above a catwalk, and they can swoop down a level and attack our hero. Birds are also controlled by the villainous Spud, so watch your step. And there's the villainous Spud. Some very basic shapes representative of the characters here. I mean, this is an old game. Scoring. Action. Kicking a bouncer gets you 100 points. Kicking a bird gets you 200 points. Collecting a key gets you 500 points. And opening Molly's cell gets you 2,000. You earn a bonus life, an additional allowed defeat for each 10,000 points earned. And then you can write your score. It looks like we got replacement. You can order replacement screen overlays right here. I'm pretty certain you can't get those anymore, but it's pretty cool. I love looking at old manuals. A lot of the games that come out today, they don't even have manuals. So button 1 moves the ladder in the cage. Button 4 here jumps. And buttons 2 and 3 are used to kick left and right respectively. got the key, and now I can jump into...
Spike! Molly! Help! Spike! Oh no! Molly!
So basically your goal of every stage is to collect the key, climb the ladders to the top, and reach the cell where Molly's being held.
Spike! Molly!
Got it!
Spike! Molly! Got it!
No!
Got it!
Oh!
Help! Spike! Oh no! Molly! Spike! Molly! Help! Spike! Oh no! Molly! Spike! Molly! Spike! Molly! Spike! Molly!
Oh.
Got it! Spike! Molly!
I should have.
If you enjoyed this video, then please smash that like button. We appreciate any feedback regarding our content, so please feel free to leave a comment below. If you want to see more awesome McGee TV content, then please click the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive notifications of future videos. Evan and I put out new videos weekly. If you'd like to support the channel, then please share this video on social media or visit our website at www.mcgeetv.com, where you can order McGee TV branded clothes and various other cool gifts from our Cafe Press store. Also check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/McGee Television or Instagram and Twitter at McGee_TV. Check out Evan's Twitch stream at XXScissor, XX Gaming, and my stream on McGee_TV. And as always, thanks for tuning in.